Do you know I have a radio show every Saturday from 1 to 3? It's called The Larry Steinhaus Show, and it's sponsored by Investor Schooling. On this show, you will learn things about finances and things about money that you never knew before. But even more of a reason to listen to this show is how much fun we have. If you haven't heard the banter between me, Omri, and Dr. Deb, you haven't heard the greatest show on earth. Listen to this show this Saturday at 1 o'clock right here on WPHT, and I promise you will learn something.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Live and local from Philadelphia. The Dawn Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Breaking news on so many levels here, as I have just confirmed through sources inside Temple Hospital. I'm talking about Temple University Hospital main campus, as well as some of those other Temple Hospital campuses, such as Chestnut Hill Hospital. I can confirm for you that there's a little bit of concern from employees who are saying, I've never really seen those emergency type ballots being given out on trays to patients. So should we be concerned? Is that something that has happened before? I'm not hearing that, but I can confirm it's real, it's happening, and that they're getting bombarded with a lot of voting information with those patients in hospital beds at Temple. Is that happening at other hospitals? Let's check in. Our own Dom Giordano has a report as well. And this is an exclusive here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Breaking news as we're hearing about concerns across the region. Dom, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dawn. I'm glad you hear that. My sources, and these are doctors, let's say, who are appalled by this. And we've seen this before, Dawn, with the Get Out the Vote effort with people that were even in mental institutions.
Yes.
That you're right, that on the trays at lunchtime is where I hear it at Chestnut Hill. There'll be an option of a so-called emergency ballot. That is one of the options to report and protect the vote. So I guess there is such a thing. Now, I'm told, well, some of these people, Dawn, are in deep medical conditions, God knows what, and the whole process of this is something that I'm always suspect of. Who is it that's going to collect them? Who puts them out? How do we know what people are doing? Are people going to talk with them as they're doing this? So I think we're seeing this more widespread than we would like. And if that's the case, I think this is out of bounds. We're contacting Linda Kerns, as I'm sure you have too. But
yes.
This is the type of stuff that just breeds the battleground mentality here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's so true, Dom. Well, Dom Giordano, the dean of Philadelphia Talk Radio, right? And so I'm blessed to work on this day with you, Dom. We have many new viewers on YouTube, listeners, and I know you are out and about already early this morning, and as well, you'll be here this evening and throughout the evening, and then to close out the night, Dom. What do you expect as far as Dom Giordano, as far as voter turnout so far, Dom? In some areas, we're hearing about a record turnout.
We are, but I'm not hearing from sources across the city in many areas that that's the case.
Okay.
I still think the support in Philadelphia, for example, for Harris is pretty tepid. And the mail-in ballot is a example of this. I realize, it's not the same thing as 2020, Dawn, but I don't expect Philadelphia to give, as Bob Brady told me, and bet 500,000 votes. That would be more than Obama in the historic 2008. Don't see that happening. I don't think we're going to have a result tonight. I would put the over and under, though, sometime on Wednesday. I'd move it up a little bit because they're better able to count. The machinery's better. They have to keep counting in Pennsylvania. And around the country, I think it's pretty similar. So I think we're going to know on Wednesday, maybe during the Dawn Stensland show or Dom Giordano show. Somebody's going to call it at that point. Now, that doesn't mean anything, but that's where we'll be.
Well, Dom Giordano, please let us know if there's any other breaking news. And today is really, thank you, Dom. This is a fluid day, if you will. So if I'm getting so many texts, I know we're getting word from so many different individuals. So no matter where you are, we want to hear from you, especially if you're still in line. I have friends who have been in line for hours, and that's South Jersey, certain suburbs. But then others in Chester County, for example, relatives there saying, nope, 5 minutes, easy peasy. We heard from Sergeant Mark Fuzzetti earlier in the far northeast. That was no problem. And even if you have that mail-in ballot, you took it to the polls to vote in person today, you have to do the provisional, no problem. You can do that. And we had individuals calling in from, let's say, Montgomery County, Lansdale. So let us know your election experience. We started out the morning, and this is important. We started out with the great Linda Kerns, election integrity attorney and specialist. This is her wheelhouse, if you will, but also an RNC and Trump attorney. And she's somebody who's there at election court. And they've been fighting already since 6:59 this morning when some legally appointed election workers were booted from 4 different polling places. And so the battle began really for transparency, for truth, for integrity. And we haven't heard whether or not the Krasner Election Task Force cracked down on some of those alleged election crimes against those on the Republican side. But we know that Krasner spoke out at a news conference and sure sounded tough. And sure sounded yesterday in his biggity big news conference like he was going to crack down. I don't know. We will find out from Linda Kerns. It sounds like 3 out of the 4 who were booted, these are Republicans, and these are legally appointed individuals who are there as poll watchers and so on and so forth. They were booted out of the polling place. That's illegal. That's a crime. And this is intimidation. And so now the lawyers have to fight it. So we began that right at 7 o'clock this morning. Oh, my goodness. So we want to hear from you.
We do have some callers.
Okay. Yeah, let's get to it. We'll have Michael Watley coming up at 10:15. Linda Kerns knows she can call in at any moment and give us the breaking news.
I think Linda's physically in court as we speak. Yeah. So we're trying to reach her and get her some of this information that the listeners have been feeding us all morning. So we'll hear from her as soon as possible.
Yeah, and she's texting me updates as well, so I'll give those to you when I get them.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Linda.
Thank you. I know.
She's ignoring me, but go, come on.
The only time in my life I've gotten a lawyer for free to help me out.
First up, you got Megan in Havertown.
Hey, Megan. Good morning.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you feeling? What's going on?
So at my polling location this morning, it was 45 minutes. Normally, it's easy peasy. We just, walk in, vote. But they were basically stating that the scanner was not working.
Oh, no.
And that they had to do an emergency ballot in place, meaning that we had to just put it in a slot in a lockbox and just basically pray that they scan it in, later tonight.
Oh my gosh. So that's disheartening that you just, so you voted, but they're saying, well, we'll scan it later. Is that it?
And they said that they were putting it in bags and putting it to the side, and then officials would come in and then they would scan it later on in the night. But how is that integrity for us? How do we know that our ballots are actually being counted and not being thrown away?
Did you photograph it? Did you photograph any? I'll just say this to anybody who's dealing with, and you're in Delco, right, Megan?
Yes.
Okay. So we have to document this because I have to remember I'm texting. Linda Kerns is in court right now, but we will notify the election integrity team for the RNC. We will notify Michael Watley of this going on. This is why, Megan, you are the eyes and ears, seriously, for election integrity across our region. So thank you for calling in. We will make sure that we pass this along because as I'm speaking, the reason Linda Kerns isn't calling in or any of the other team is that they're in court fighting some of these battles. So, Megan, I'll try to get these updates for you as to how they're going to do this. But thank you so much.
Such a fluid show that I'm hoping Michael Watley joins us here in about 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Hoping he's not in court or anything. Does he go in court?
I don't know. I don't have that answer.
Chris and Boothwin's also got something shady going on, Dawn. You want to hear about that?
Uh-oh, something shady going on. Hey, Chris.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I was voting in New Garden Township, which is right next to Kennett Square. And there was a woman, she was helping, I guess, Spanish people check in, which is fine, I guess. But then she follows the guy over and stands next to him, tell him how to vote. And when they were standing in line, the only English word I recognized was Kamala. This is outrageous.
And so, again, I'm going to say, take video of anything that you see.
I got a video of her. Okay. I did get a video of her, the clothes she's wearing. I did post on Linda Kerns' X, but I'm sure she's getting a ton of complaints.
Yes.
Jack posts, so I posted on his too. But
thank you.
Absolutely. And then I asked the people there, the Republicans, they were a couple older ladies. They didn't know. I'm like, this is not legal. You can't stand by someone. What if you want to vote for Trump and you got her standing there watching over his shoulder?
Right.
It's a joke.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your calls. We'll try to get these answers. SwampTheVote.com, pa.protectthevote.com. These are important places for you to have this information, to arm yourself with this as well. Did you have audio you're about to begin?
No, I just had music going, but I
Thank
screwed
you.
up there. Yeah, sorry about that.
So let me get to who is next.
We have Mark in Eagleville, Dawn.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mark.
So I got a question for you. I voted this morning at West Norton Township Center, and a registered Republican, and I was standing in line, and a woman came up to me. She had a Democratic badge on and a yellow piece of printed paper, and she said to me, "Would you like for me to show you how to vote all Democrat?"
Okay.
And I was taken. Now, I wasn't approached by a Republican person. There wasn't two Republicans at a booth in front of the door, but they weren't talking to anybody. But my question is that legal?
Okay, so so this is you're going to vote? You were going to
I'm in line. I'm the 12th person in line. I'm in line at the township center to vote. And a woman approaches me and asks me if she, quote, wants to teach. Does she want me to show? Does she want to show me how to vote all Democrats?
So I'm gonna tell you something, and that is that in Pennsylvania, electioneering inside the polling places, and there's usually they have so many feet outside. They have to be, basically. I know in my polling place, they always say they can be on the sidewalk, and that's the closest they can be outside. But inside, it is illegal. And I know they're even shutting down as some places in the windows in Linda Kerns, they had. And so what I would say to you for Linda is if you have any photographs, any video, she's Linda, right. Kerns Law, at Linda Kerns Law. If you post on her site any video, anything that's going on, please post it to her because she is the attorney. So she's in court right now. But if it's outside by certain feet, they're allowed to. But generally speaking, when you get close to that door, it is actually called electioneering. It is illegal.
Yeah, it was 5 to 8 feet from the door.
Yeah, sometimes they'll ask people to step away. But
and as I said, I wasn't approached by a Republican, any Republicans. I was approached by a Democrat that said, "You want me to show you how to vote all Democrat?" And my response was, "Well, no, actually, this time I'm going to vote for the honest people." That was my immediate response. I found it really odd that it felt like I was trying to be manipulated at the moment I was executing my vote.
Yeah, that's not That's not right, but I'm glad that you spoke your mind. I'm glad it was not inside. And so that's the gray area as to how many feet outside, I will say. We've got Michael Watley around the corner, and I do want to get his reaction to all of what you're saying. Remember, there's that election task force, tough words from D.A. Krasner, who, of course, took Elon Musk to court. They were in court yesterday. Musk prevails, so he can give out his $1 million, the final $1 million to a lucky swing state individual who signed that his petition to support the First and Second Amendments. So we'll see how far that goes with that lawsuit, or does it just end on Election Day? Your thoughts, we'll get to all of it. The Joe Rogan endorsement of Trump last night, what impact does that have? And I will say this, Dr. Rand Paul coming out and endorsing Trump last night. I think that's huge for a lot of people who may not have voted in a very long time. And then Megyn Kelly coming out, reuniting with Trump. I think it was a good moment. And she spoke to women about Roe v. Wade and talked to those perhaps swing voters. So we'll get into all of it. Your thoughts, Michael Watley around the corner, 855-839-1210. It's here, Election Day, live, local, Talk Radio 1210. Be right back.
Window Nation presents the 1210 WPHT Veteran Spotlight in partnership with the Travis Manion Foundation. Listen the first Wednesday of every month as Kale and Company shines a spotlight on a local veteran, highlighting their remarkable commitment to the community and their exceptional service in the military. Presented by Window Nation. At Window Nation, there's nothing more important than giving back to the communities we serve. For all of your window and door needs, visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
The economic uncertainty surrounding this year's election is worse than ever before. But crash-proof consumers rest easy. Their retirement future is election-proof.
I'm Rochelle Porto, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Leading up to the election, we're seeing how bad the economy is and how worried people are. I was looking for a way to secure my investments. That's why I joined Crashproof in 2014. There's no fees, no risk, and growth every year. My principal has never gone down. I've always earned every year. Everything I've earned in that year creates a new principal, so I'm never going to lose what I actually put in. I've got the freedom to live out my dreams, and I've got the peace of mind to know that my retirement's going to go the way I want. No matter what happens on November 5th, 2024, I'm safe. I'm with Crash-Proof Retirement.
Learn how you can election-proof your retirement future. Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at Springfield Country Club, November 20th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. One of the biggest, healthiest sales of the year is back again. Rescue Natural Supplements Black Friday sale is here. Right now, Rescue is slashing prices on every supplement with discounts up to an incredible 80% off. Rescue has a wide variety of products to address your health needs, including immunity and cholesterol support, heart health, and natural energy enhancers. Grab huge savings on omega-3s, probiotics, and a lot more. And one more thing, this Rescue Black Friday sale will run the entire month of November. So shop today at res-q.com, res-q.com, or call a Rescue product consultant at 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Again, all Rescue supplements are up to 80% off during the entire month of November, so why wait? Shop massive savings on essential supplements right now at res-q.com. Do it today.
Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon in the house, and dig this, folks. This is not a drill. It's the real thing. You can now join me weeknights from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT or anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
We're going to bring in Michael Watley, and with that, just the breaking news of the hour. I have confirmed through medical professionals, doctors, nurses in hospitals in Philadelphia, particularly Temple main campus and some of the other campuses such as Chestnut Hill, where there's concern that these emergency ballots are going out on trays to different rooms of individuals. And then the question is, if these individuals are not coherent to vote, is this a medical emergency or is something else nefarious going on here? And medical professionals across Philadelphia saying this is concerning. They haven't seen this at this level where all of these emergency ballots really requested by medical patients who are hospitalized, long-term hospitalizations, others putting out ballot long lines, hijinks, and questionable actions at the polls this morning. Linda Kerns busy in election court. Michael Watley in the House to talk about all of it on this election day. Good morning, Michael.
Hey, it's great to be on with you.
Great to have you here. So are you hearing this? Is this unique to Pennsylvania? That, first of all, we have reports of historically long lines, especially in certain areas, Michael. I'm getting texts from friends who are and relatives who are medical professionals in hospitals. They're saying that emergency ballots are going out in mass on trays, going up to patients' rooms. There's concern by these medical professionals. I know that Linda Kerns has been in court. I began the day on the air, Michael, and this was 6:59 this morning. Linda Kerns already taking things to court where we saw duly appointed, legally appointed election workers who were booted out of at least 4 different polling places. So what's your reaction to that, and what's your game plan here?
Sure. So the biggest thing is that we are on top of these. We are fighting with these things. We have set up a war room in Pennsylvania as well as national to be able to address issues like this as they pop up. We have 6,500 attorneys all across the country that we've recruited and trained, 230,000 volunteers to be poll workers and poll observers all across the country. And so, we are focused very hard on the front end of being able to respond. What I'll tell you is we are looking into the hospital issue as we speak. Okay. And regarding the ballot workers that were not allowed in, we immediately got word. We got our lawyers on the ground. They went and spoke with the county officials, and our observers have been allowed in to do their jobs. So very, very happy about the turnaround on that one. My theory right now on this is small fires, right? I want to put out the small fires before they become big ones. And so we're asking anybody and everybody that if you see something, say something. Find a county party official, find a Republican candidate, make sure they get that information into us, and we will make sure that we are turning around and addressing it very, very quickly. Linda Kerns, one of the best in the entire country. Yes. She's doing a fantastic job for us over there. Look, and we know there are going to be issues, right? And the thing is, if you catch the honest mistakes, you generally can dissuade people from making dishonest mistakes. And we really do need to be, vigilant all over when it comes to this. And this is the type of machine and operation that we've built over the last 6 months since Laura Trump and I came into the RNC to make sure that we're going to be able to respond to these issues as they come up.
Michael Watley, got a lot of calls from Delaware County, Delco. Megan in Havertown just called and said that they went in to vote and the scanner wasn't there, so that they had said, we'll take it, but it'll be scanned or processed later, and some concerns about that. So I take it that you're hearing this on the ground and trying to deal with it in real time.
We are. We absolutely are. And, obviously issues with voting machines, something that we take extremely seriously. And so, that's going to be a high priority for us. But the flip side on all of this, you mentioned the long lines. We want long lines. We want people out there. We just sent, a message that I saw from President Trump telling people, stay in line. You're going to have long lines. It's record turnout. It's record enthusiasm for him. And we're very excited about that. But we're going to need people to stay in line and make sure that they cast that vote out there. And we're seeing it all across the country this morning.
And so what do you feel is the impact on this Election Day morning, the impact of, within less than 24 hours, it was last night, endorsement by Joe Rogan, Megyn Kelly with a beautiful rally that happened last night, and Megyn Kelly coming together. I think this is a reunion of sorts, but I think she had a beautiful message and maybe reached female voters, talking about some women's issues there and gave her endorsement for Trump as to why she's voting for Trump. And then Dr. Rand Paul, who I think attracts some of those independent voters, perhaps people who were not going to vote. Some of those people who we hear about, maybe the Second Amendment people or independent people. In total, when you look at these endorsements coming in within less than 24 hours before Election Day, what do you see as the RNC chair, Michael Watley?
Well, what I see is enthusiasm for Donald Trump, because he is building really a coalition, a common sense coalition. And this is a Republican Party that's a Big Tent party. We know that we can't just win with only Republicans in a state like Pennsylvania. You've got to be able to get independents. And this is a coalition that is going to function that way. When you talk about Joe Rogan, there's nobody bigger. There's nobody on that platform being able to do the podcast who is more influential with Republicans, libertarians, and even independents. When we talk about, our core, demographic groups, he is an amazing guy. Said he wasn't going to endorse, had an interview with Donald Trump, had an interview with J.D. Vance, an interview with Elon Musk, and said, you know what, I'm making this endorsement. I think it's absolutely huge. The flip side of that is Megyn Kelly. I mean, talk about a strong, beautiful, intelligent woman. And, really, truly was very happy to hear her last night going after Mark Cuban, who made absolutely irresponsible and frankly, ugly comments about women when he basically says that women are dumb and stupid and weak. That really offends a whole big tranche of the entire country. And I think it goes to a bigger subset of issues, because the Democrats have basically insulted their way through the closing arguments here by saying that Republicans are Nazis, by saying that Trump is Hitler, by saying that Republicans are deplorable, by saying that Republicans are garbage. And these are not just regular MSNBC contributors. These are Tim Walz and President Bill Clinton. These are, Mark Cuban, who's a top campaign surrogate, and it also is Kamala Harris. And so this is how they feel about America. As President Trump said, you cannot, run in America if you don't love America. And I think he hit it exactly on the head. He loves America, and we're seeing surges right now with black vote, Hispanic vote, Asian American votes, women voters. Kamala Harris has a bigger problem with men than Donald Trump does with women when it comes to the polls. And we're going to close this out very strong today.
And so, and I did see you put out on X and social media earlier that you learned that Republican poll watchers, not just here in Philadelphia, but York, Westmoreland, Allegheny, Lehigh, Cambria, Wyoming, and Lackawanna counties, all of those being turned away. Here in Philadelphia, we've been reporting, Michael, since 7 o'clock this morning that they were booted out. It was, an ugly and disappointing situation. But does this action tell you that that's how worried Democrats are, that they're playing with this, if you will, doing these shenanigans starting out right at the moment that the polls open?
Yeah, what I would say is this, that we have not had a long history of placing observers in these polls.
Okay.
And so the poll workers may not have been ready to have Republican observers come in. I am certainly going to hope that these were honest mistakes that we were able to rectify and won't have to deal with again. But as I said, if you catch the honest mistakes, you can dissuade the dishonest mistakes. And if the Democrats, the county officials, are actually in a coordinated fashion trying to, knock our poll watchers out, that's why we have attorneys. That's why we have the ability to go into court immediately and be able to get that fixed. So we're very happy with the response that we've received, but we're going to stay on it, and we are going to be in the room when those votes are cast or counted. You can count on it. We're going to be in the room.
Michael Watley, it's going to be a long day for you. You've been gracious with your time. We keep telling our listeners, please, this is why you hear Michael Watley saying this. You have to trust the process, right? And this is something, Michael, I will tell you, I've not seen Republicans doing this. And I've been saying since 2020, Republicans got played. Thanks to you, Michael Watley, I don't think I'm going to be saying that this year. And so thank you.
Well, thank you, and make sure that every one of your listeners goes vote, go vote, go vote.
Chairman Watley, thank you so much, sir. So you heard him say this, and the fact that he's being very gracious. Do you know when it's easy to be gracious? You know the answer, right? When you know that you're ahead, when you feel confident in that, it's a little easier to be. It's
a great observation,
right?
Yeah.
It's a little easier to be
Seems
gracious.
Very, very relaxed.
It's like, well, bless their hearts, right? Bless their hearts. They could, maybe they just didn't know that our duly, legally appointed poll workers, we're allowed to be there. Bless their hearts. So what I hear in gracious Michael Watley, right? Because if you're down in something, right? You have a little more fight in you, and you're a little aggravated, but he's feeling good, and so that they're on top of it. And you've heard me say this for years now, and in the past, after 2022 in those midterms, I was devastated. Like, I was so down. I know you were too after 2020, but I'm feeling good. I am. I'm feeling cautiously optimistic, and part of that is that the process is working. They've put in place all of these attorneys, and it's in an unprecedented way. And you right now, you're standing in a line, and perhaps some of you, I've been getting texts from some of you since 6:30 this morning, and you're still standing in line. Stay in line, fight. That's your way of fight, vote, vote, vote. I want to hear from you, 855-839-1210. But thank you for your live reports. You, in essence, you are the election day reporters and helping with truth and transparency. Do I have to take a break? I do.
We got to hear about those great meals you make, though.
Oh, well, they're okay. The meals, and I did this last night again. I did it for football. And I did it this morning because, thank goodness, What a Crock saved my tush. And it's not just because it's cool weather. It's because we're in the heat of such a crazy time, right? It's the fall. It's football season. It's election season. And that's where What a Crock allows me the opportunity of providing a from scratch, a homemade meal, but not homemade by me, okay? And we had this great chili cook-off. I have to put out the pictures. And many of the ladies who were, and I think one dad, I mean, they were chopping and slicing and dicing, and they were making their chili for days and days and days. You know what I did? And I was.
You shouldn't admit this on the radio.
I did admit, but I admitted it to everybody. Okay. I said, this is What a Crock, because I want them to know this too. So I'm not a liar. I had to be honest, okay? So I told them it's What a Crock, and they were amazed because I was a winner. And I'll have to put out the picture. They got little chef's hat. It was cute. So What a Crock. I should send the little award to What a Crock. But it's whatacrock.com. So here's the thing. In the morning, I just plop their meal into my slow cooker and go about my day. When I come home, or maybe I'm not coming home on time like today, we'll be here till, hope to God I get out of here by 10, 11 o'clock. But here's the thing. The dinner is waiting. The dinner is simmering and delicious. And like I say, it's a home-cooked meal with healthy ingredients, just like I would make if I were there and if I had the time. Unlike most meal kit companies, and this is critical, there is zero prep required. And I mean that. I'm telling you, zero prep. So it's not like you're chopping, dicing. You're not doing anything. You're just plop it in the slow cooker, and voila, dinner is one and done. So if you're looking for that fall comfort food especially, and maybe it's an appetizer, maybe you're headed out to a tailgate to a friend's house, they have incredible appetizers like there's these cheesy appetizers. Yes, they even give you the bread, and so it all comes frozen. You put it in the crock pot, boom, you're done. It's delicious. So whether it's a pasta dish, a chicken dish, a beef dish, they have so many of these different seafood. I could go on and on, but they're all delicious. Maybe somebody's a vegan. Then they have every option for vegan, like the vegan chili, the white bean chili. That's what I brought, and that was an award winner just this past weekend. All right, promo code WPHT at checkout. You get $10 off your first order, whatacrock.com. So it's code WPHT, $10 off your first order, What a Crock. Dinner made easy. Order now, whatacrock.com. Make sure you tell them Dawn sent you.
The following is a paid commercial message.
A lot of congressmen talk about real results, but Brian Fitzpatrick actually delivers for real people like Tom.
I believe that Congressman Fitzpatrick does have his finger on the pulse, does feel the needs of businesses, and recognizes what small businesses mean to Main Street America.
Janice.
I would say 100% that I support Brian Fitzpatrick for Congress. I know that he has our interests at heart. He's just really a man of great integrity.
And Pete.
Congressman Fitzpatrick is very responsive, especially to veterans' needs. I can't think of any other person I'd rather see as my congressman than Brian Fitzpatrick.
Delivering for Pennsylvania. That's Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick. Vote on or before Election Day, November 5th. Paid for by America's Credit Unions PAC of Credit Union National Association, Inc., americascreditunions.org, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. America's Credit Unions PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey, it's Rich Ziola. You know how important online privacy and security is to me. That's why I subscribe to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. It's a 3-in-1 privacy subscription service that helps protect your personal info from being exploited by hackers, scammers, and privacy-invasive companies. Plus, it's from DuckDuckGo, so you know it's legit. With Privacy Pro, DuckDuckGo's VPN secures your Wi-Fi connection anytime, anywhere. It's essential. Second, it has identity theft restoration. If your identity gets stolen, DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro helps you restore it. And third, personal information removal. This is great. You ever search your name online and notice how many sites are selling information about you? Just try it yourself. Privacy Pro will help you remove your personal info from those creepy sites so they can't share it or sell it. Get all this for only $9.99 a month. And as my listener, if you go to duckduckgo.com/1210, you'll get an exclusive 7-day free trial on us. That's duckduckgo.com/1210.
Attention Medicaid patients.
If you're on Medicaid, how would you like if your caretaker was your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or your close friend? If you're on Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care, and that caregiver will get paid instantly after their shift. Yes, your caregiver will get paid instantly, and it's 100% free to you if you are on Medicaid. Call 267-692-3782 and ask Freedom Care how to get started with care today. No more worrying about getting care from an aide at an agency. Freedom Care helps you choose who you want to take care of you, and that person gets paid. Call Freedom Care at 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782 to get started today. You get a caregiver you know and trust, and they get paid instantly after their shift, and it's free to you. Start now by calling 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782, or go to freedomcare.com.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Enhance your home's curb appeal with new doors and windows from Emmons Roofing and Siding.
Our high-quality products offer style, security, and energy efficiency.
And you can choose from a wide selection of styles and finishes from major brands like Anderson or Provia.
Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or visit us online at callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Don't let cold season make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage. Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select Costco locations in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local Costco today. Navage, Navage, breathe easy.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
So we continue to get news from different types of alleged electioneering. We want to hear from you. 855-839-1210. Remember to capture whatever tangible evidence you can on your phone, video, pictures, anything. So let's get to my friend Anne-Marie, who has been standing in line for how many hours. Our mutual friend Joanne is like, when's Anne-Marie coming on? My phone's going crazy. Hey, Anne-Marie, good morning.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, my Italy friend.
Oh, what's this?
How are you, Dawn? Come stai?
So tell me, well, Dan is trying to trigger us because he was talking about playing Springsteen.
Bumping in with Bruce.
Got two
huge Bruce fans here.
He's breaking my heart.
I know.
He's breaking my heart.
Me too, baby.
God almighty.
Me too.
I know.
I just want to put you up against one another. Dawn, how many times have you seen him?
Not as many. I don't think as many times as Anne-Marie, but I bet you we've seen him over the years 20 times, maybe 20.
You hit 50, right, Anne-Marie? Yeah.
50.
Oh my gosh.
50. And listen, when you're there, he doesn't talk politics anymore, and it's a wonderful experience. And then he goes on ABC and makes me just cry.
I know.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's so true.
Horrible. So I just got out of line after 2 hours and 20 minutes. I voted. I'm in Hainesport Township, New Jersey. They had, as I texted you, Dawn, this morning, Burlington County, it looked like across the county was having some election problems. I don't know if it backed them up, but when I left, the line was even longer than going in. Everybody's reporting about 2 hours all over the Burlington County area.
Oy.
So record turnout. I mean, do you have any sense as to whether or not these are Trump voters?
Well,
Harris voters?
I'm on the Hainesport Republican Committee, and I did recognize a lot of people in line. I have to say, I had my muted red, white, and blue outfit on. People were not distinguishable in line, but the people I was talking to, we all had the same vibe. So it felt good. It felt good. A little, cautiously optimistic, but it felt good.
I love how she says, I knew some people on the line.
Yeah.
Come on, Anne-Marie. You know everybody. You knew everybody in that line.
Not in Hainesport, Dan. That's in Mayfair. That's not in Hainesport. Hainesport, I only knew about 20 people in line. So that was
only
it.
20.
Out of hundreds. I mean, I lived here for 22 years. There was always 6 or 7 voting booths. We were divided up before into districts. Now you stand in one line. There were 2 polling booths, but each polling booth had 2 booths in it. So there was 4 total, and it's just a lot longer process. You got to go in, you got to push the buttons, then you review, then you print out this giant tree that comes out of the printer machine, and then you got to go put that in a slot somewhere else. So, the people who want to save the earth and everything else are using tons of paper, but whatever. It worked, and we're done, and now I got to go take my mom and stand in the line in Marlton.
Oh, my gosh. You're a good daughter.
Anne-Marie, please let me know how that goes, because I got to go into Gloucester County for Deptford voting after the show today, and I got to be back to do our election coverage tonight, and I was hoping that there wouldn't be much of a line being New Jersey, but you're telling me that there are long lines in
New
Jersey,
Jersey
too.
lines. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for you for Deptford. I have friends down there in Winona, and I'll see how it is. But
so, Anne-Marie, you and I have teenage sons, and senior year. And by the way, we might end up being roomies on the Italy trip because I might be solo. Because we have senior. Well, we have.
Is this
kids.
news to Anne-Marie?
I know. Well, we have kids and senior. We're gonna maybe leave all the men behind and on the Italy trip or something because you know what I mean. Senior year.
Bob's not going to be happy about this if he hears this one.
Well, tell Bobby's staying home.
Bob,
it's a ladies' trip now.
Bob's getting booted. No, I'm teasing. But as far,
you probably wouldn't mind if you stayed in the room with us.
I know.
Hey now, it's a family-friendly conservative church. But on your, especially your youngest son who's a senior in high school right now, impact of, not just Elon Musk, but Joe Rogan, that endorsement coming in.
My son doesn't do those podcasts too much, but he registered Republican about a month ago, so I have no worries on my end.
Okay.
He's registered Republican.
I want to dig into that though, Anne-Marie, because did he register Republican because a lot of his guy friends in his generation are these podcast fans, and they're kind of going and it's almost like peer pressure to a degree?
All his friends are Trump voters for the most part. You know, when you go down my basement, I have a Trump sign on the way down the basement, and I said, if anybody cries, they have to get kicked out. They don't come. And they all love it. They all love it. So I think that my son's generation might be the generation that starts to save us a little bit.
Amen.
Yeah,
Agreed.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think they like the masculinity. I don't think they find it toxic, because I think they are learning from people like Dawn and I that you can still be soft and masculine at the same time.
Yep. Amen, sister. Well, we'll talk soon. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe
Thank you.
Call back in maybe when you're in line with Mom. See if there's any difference.
Pictures I'm going and getting her at 11. I might not be done till 1 or 2, but I blocked the whole day out. And I actually put my name to volunteer. If any seniors need a ride to drive to the polls, I'll take them. So,
yeah, and I'm also getting reaction as far as different people saying, talking about this issue of hospitals. And I confirmed that for you right when I came on the air. I was getting that. So we're watching that very carefully. We know the RNC, Michael Watley, as well as the RNC attorneys. You heard Michael Watley saying they've been hearing that too, that these ballots, actually emergency ballots, going out on trays to rooms in hospitals. We're watching all of this for you, but we want to hear from you. 855-839-1210. I know, Anne Marie, I hate to hear this, but hey, I got to talk about Italy, my friends, because we're going there. We are off to paradise once again, the Italian Riviera. And listen to how, like, I knew Anne Marie before. We have mutual friends, but it's like all of a sudden, I don't know what to say. It's like, because we have common values, and then we all went on the last Italy trip, it's like we're best friends. It feels like we've known each other forever. I can't explain it, but it's a wonderful bond, and I'm so grateful to those of you who went on the last trip. If you missed out, I hope you go on this one. The Italian Riviera, gastronomical event that only Conservative Tours can deliver. Join me. 11 luxurious days with the professionals from Conservative Tours. And I'm talking about the best tour operator in Italy, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Portofino, Rapallo, Santa Margherita Ligure, Tuscany, and the brilliant Cinque Terre. $53.78. Yes, that includes your airfare, dining events at the wineries in Tuscany, even an authentic farm visit to see Parmesan cheese being crafted by hand. Call toll-free 888-733-9494. You can go to conservativetours.com. Hidden Italian villages you've never seen, like Giacomo Puccini, San Gimignano, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Florence, Michelangelo's Florence, as well as Milan. We will conclude this incredible trip on the Lakes region with, listen to this, Bellagio, Orta, and Isola Bella. Join me next spring in Italy. I'll see you in Cinque Terre. Conservativetours.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
Are you working out, eating healthy, doing all the right things, but still not seeing the right result? Well, it could all be down to your metabolism. But now, there's a way of understanding how your nutrition and lifestyle fit into the bigger picture. Learn how your body shifts from burning carbs to burning fat for energy with Lumen. Go to lumen.me right now for 30% off. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It takes just a single breath first thing in the morning, and Lumen immediately analyzes your metabolism, telling you if you're burning fat or carbs, and gives you tailored guidance to improve nutrition, workouts, sleep, and stress management. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. Get something tailored to your body's needs with Lumen. Go to lumen.me today and get 30% off. Plus, listeners can get an additional 15% off by using promo code Radio50. That's promo code Radio50 at lumen.me to get an additional 15% off your first purchase today. LUMEN.ME, promo code Radio50.
Wawa's Hot Turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets because hot turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100. 800-290-7100.
Woohoo! Another girls' night out. I'm so stressed from shopping, I couldn't find anything. Have you tried shopping jewelry television? JTV? I don't know. Everyone in my family is so different. JTV has thousands of jewelry styles. Artisan, diamonds, pearls, colored gemstones, watches, even gift sets. I shop on TV and online.
New JTV customers save up to $40 when you shop jtv.com/radio.
Now, can you relax? Yes. Another round? Yes.
California Psychics is the real deal. They helped me out, totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and to take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Free speech lives here with Dom Giordano weekdays noon till 3 on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Pennsylvania, front and center, historic voter turnout, but not as much enthusiasm at the polls or long lines that I'm hearing about in the city of Philadelphia. So will that change throughout the day? We are live. We are local. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Dawn Stensland reporting to you this hour. And then Dom Giordano live and local. Then Rich Zioli will be live from Pittsburgh. He will be actually reporting from McCormick, Dave McCormick headquarters. So that's important. You'll hear that unique perspective. And then we'll have an ensemble cast, I think, that joins us, that will all come together at 7, concluded by Dom Giordano then, who I think will close us out in that 10 o'clock hour. So we're watching all of it. I'm getting texts from you, many of you putting out on social media. If you see something, say something. That is the plea from these thousands of election attorneys, especially in battleground states. It's critical. And we've confirmed that those Republican poll watchers, not just in Philadelphia, but across Pennsylvania, were being turned away. And then these roving attorneys through the RNC, in fact, engaged with local officials. And the latest from Michael Watley is he has confirmed all Republican poll watchers have been let back into these buildings. So it's critical that when you report this to us, I mean, we are disseminating that information. You can go to Linda Kerns Law as well and post any pictures or video, but this is critical. You are the eyes and ears of this election. So please tell us what's going on. Dan, where do you want to go here? We have so many
dealer's choice here. We got a positive story about the election. We have a complaint about the election, or we have an overall story about the politics that's going on, the Kamala Harris rally last night.
Well, let's start with anything that's happening. Is that Carmen? Who has a story of something that was a complication?
Yeah, so that would be Carmen and Hatboro.
So hey, Carmen, tell us what happened, because we're monitoring this and we want to report it to the proper authorities to check it out. Hey,
Good
Carmen.
morning, Dawn.
Hey.
Good morning, Dawn, and thank you for taking my call. I had voted early on the 22nd, and I never got a confirmation on my vote. So today I put in a provisional vote. And you need to let your audiences know if they did not get a confirmation on their vote for early voting, they need to get there and put in a provisional vote. I think that's going to be big today.
Yes.
Because a lot of people may not have gotten confirmations. They didn't follow up on it. Maybe that'll enlighten a lot of people to get out there to vote.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it and that's part of it that we have. I've heard anywhere from 200,000 to even 500,000 of these different, are they provisional votes? What's going on here? Are they counted into the main number? And so we've heard stories from some of you. Actually, one gentleman called in earlier this morning on Kale & Company, and he said that he asked the question at the polls because of the kind of thing you're talking about, and in fact was informed that their ballot just would not have counted if they didn't come in. So that's critical, Carmen.
If you go to the polling booth and you ask for the judge, he will gladly have you fill it out, a new ballot, and he will give you a receipt. You need to follow up on the receipt also.
All right, Carmen, thanks a million. Really appreciate it. Let's get to your calls, 855-839-1210. By the way, headlines, Elon Musk prevailed in court yesterday. So the back and forth with Elon Musk, and I want you to think about this, that we have our district attorney, and I reported this morning, I started out in Kale & Company, by the way, 6 o'clock this morning, a 15-year-old kid shot right near the Temple campus. All the crime, all the situations that we have. And what was DA Krasner doing? He was holding a news conference talking about an election task force. That's a good thing. But I haven't heard from Krasner this morning. Krasner's also very concerned about Elon Musk, despite our crime in Philadelphia. So taking Musk to task, thus far, Musk has won. His attorneys have prevailed. So we'll keep watching that case as it moves forward. But Elon Musk to deliver the final $1 million to that final winner today.
I do have the F around and find out audio if you want that.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Do you really want it?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out. Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do have the cuffs, we do have the jail cells, we do have the Philly juries, and we have the state prisons. So if you're going to try to turn an election into some form of coercion, if you're going to try to bully people, bully votes or voters, you're going to try to erase votes, you're going to try any of that nonsense, we're not playing. F around and find out.
Okay, Mr. Tough Guy. I mean, look, all I had to say was we have a task force. Here's the number you call, et cetera, et cetera. But I guess he's trying to sound tougher. I would say that goes both ways. And I don't know if he's by saying militia. What is he trying to say there? I would just say anybody should know that if you try these shenanigans, it's against the law. And there are many people now who know, who are savvy to the fact we got a video. We got to get the evidence and that you're going to be taken to task and held accountable. All right, let's get some of your calls. 855-839-1210. Good morning. Who do you want to go to, Dan?
How about Janice in Riverside?
Janice. Hey, Janice. Good morning.
Good morning, Dawn. It's so good to speak with you. I have good news.
Good.
I voted this morning, and it was a long line. We're a 1 square mile town. We're very small. But there was a long line outside of our gymnasium, which was very calm and well. People were nice. We got inside, and there were more long lines. And when we finally, all the poll workers were so helpful. And we got up to the machines and did what they told us and everything. And it was a pleasant experience. I wasn't looking forward to it because I'm an old lady and I like the old ways. but it was, like I said, it was about an hour and a half between two lines. But that wasn't that bad.
Good.
But
Janice, I'm so glad to hear it.
Polite. Yes,
Good.
yes.
And that's what we want to hear.
hear.
Janice, thank you. And thank you so much. And we're all hoping and praying. I know last night at 6 p.m. in the evening, there was this National Day of Prayer, just praying that it'll be a peaceful election, praying for truth. And then this morning, there are many prayer groups as well, nationwide, which is a good thing, paying for peace, prosperity. And I think that we can all agree on that, right? That we don't want any election shenanigans. We want this to be clear. I actually believe it will be clear because I've have felt this now for weeks coming, and I know it's my hope and my prayer, and I admit my bias, but I do believe that there is this swell, this momentum, if you will, of people saying they want to turn the page. And we do want to turn the page, as Harris Walls said, but turning the page toward peace, prosperity, and Trump. That's what I believe is going to happen. And I don't think we're going to go many days. I think and I'm thankful for a definitive outcome here. And so what does that mean down ticket? That's the next question. So if Trump wins the top of the ticket, which I feel confident that he's going to, then what does that mean down ticket for all these other important races? Because we've thought, well, will Republicans win in both the Senate and the House? It looked as of yesterday like it's possible that Republicans could lose the House. So what does that look like? And Dave McCormick in play, obviously. So we're thinking about all of it, focusing on it. Which candidate is important to you? And give us your experience at the polls, 855-839-1210. I do have to take a quick break. We'll do a reset at the top of the hour. We continue on with incredible guests for you, bringing you the latest. But make sure that you know you are so important to this process, to bringing forth truth and transparency, not just by voting, but by reporting what you're seeing at the polls. So I'm honored to be here with you today. Dawn Stensland reporting at Dawn Stensland on social media. Quick break, be right back.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano at Batteries Plus Bulbs in Mount Laurel and Northfield. My friend Roy is looking for help. A handy do-it-yourselfer would be ideal. It's a great low-pressure environment with both full-time and part-time jobs available. Plus, if you're the entrepreneurial type, Roy is always interested in bringing in new services. But above all, customer service key. If you're willing to do what it takes to help, you need to talk to Roy. Be part of the team. They power it, they light it, they fix it. Call 856-638-0778. Batteries Plus Bulbs, Mount Laurel and Northfield.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She was the deciding vote for his disastrous economic agenda. Kamala and Joe raised taxes on the middle class, and prices soared. Kamala was in charge of his open border policies, giving welfare to illegals while Americans struggle. And their weakness invited wars. Now Kamala wants to double down on failure. It's time to turn the page on Joe and Kamala's failed agenda. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower and the border secure. Now, President Trump can do it again.
And we are going to launch a new golden age of American success for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Remember, Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President 2024 Inc.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Actual client compensated for sharing their experience. Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
The 2024 presidential election is here. With the race neck and neck and with so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis you need. Our reporters are on the ground, and we're breaking down the numbers until every last vote is counted, providing you with insight on what it all means for the future of our country. Watch coverage of the 2024 presidential election Tuesday, November 5th, and listen to MSNBC Live on the free Odyssey app or wherever you watch MSNBC.
Rich Zioli.
I do think it's badass that Andrew Jackson beat a would-be assassin with a cane. I think that is the coolest thing. I mean, come on. Guy takes 2 shots at him, the gun misfires both times, and he's like, that's it. Like, I wish to God there were cameras back then to capture Andrew Jackson pummeling this guy with a cane.
It wasn't even his cane. He took it from another guy. He was that upset.
Give me that cane. Starts beating the crap out of the guy. Oh, man. That's the best thing I've heard all day.
Rich Zioli, weekday afternoons 3 to 7. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. One of the biggest, healthiest sales of the year is back again. Rescue Natural Supplements Black Friday sale is here. Right now, Rescue is slashing prices on every supplement with discounts up to an incredible 80% off. Rescue has a wide variety of products to address your health needs, including immunity and cholesterol support, heart health, and natural energy enhancers. Grab huge savings on omega-3s, probiotics, and a lot more. And one more thing, this Rescue Black Friday sale will run the entire month of November. So shop today at res-q.com, res-q.com, or call a Rescue product consultant at 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Again, all Rescue supplements are up to 80% off during the entire month of November, so why wait? Shop massive savings on essential supplements right now at res-q.com. Do it today.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Live and local from Philadelphia. The Dawn Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
My next guest actually his race and his victory could determine control of the United States Senate. And you're smart enough to know what that means, right? Here in Pennsylvania and across the nation. This U.S. Senate race in Pennsylvania between a long-term career politician with an iconic Pennsylvania name, somebody who the ads say has changed over the years and become part of the swamp, and that is somebody who bears the Casey name, Senator Bob Casey Jr. He's being challenged by somebody who has never been a career politician or a politician at all, and that is my next guest, Dave McCormick, helping to determine control of the chamber in this important battleground state contest in one of the nation's most expensive and most watched contests of the year. Good morning, Dave McCormick. How are you feeling this election day?
Hey, good morning, Don. Listen, I feel great. I feel excited. It's a beautiful day. We just went to the polling site. My wife voted. I had voted last week. And they're great turnout, great lines. They said it's the biggest turnout they've seen in many years. And listen, I think the choices have become very clear, which is great. The Keystone State will determine the presidency. It'll also determine the majority in the Senate. And it's a choice between strength and weakness. The weakness we've seen under Biden, Harris, and Bob Casey. It's a choice between common sense policies and a radical liberal agenda that's driven up skyrocketing prices and a fentanyl crisis in Pennsylvania, around the country, a war on fossil fuels, crime in our cities, wide open borders. And it's a choice between, in my case in particular, change versus the status quo. And Bob Casey's been in elected office for 30 years. He's had his shot. He's been in the Senate for 18 years, and he just hasn't done much. And he's voted 98.6% of the time with the Biden-Harris agenda. And Pennsylvanians are looking for change, and I can feel that. That's why the polls have closed. And I'll just share one very brief story with you, which kind of captures it. Which is, someone came to me the other day and said, "Hey, are you running for the Casey seat?" And I said, "I'm not running for the Casey seat. It's not an entitlement.
Yeah.
You don't get to have this seat just because your dad was an iconic governor. No, it's something you got to earn every day. You got to fight for it every election. It's the people's seat." And Bob Casey's had this opportunity to serve in the Senate for 18 years, and he just hasn't done anything with it and fought for Pennsylvanians, and that's why I think I'm going to win, and that's why I think the polls have closed.
How much do you think, as far as at the top of the ticket, you have somebody like Joe Rogan saying he's influenced by Elon Musk? Then we had Dr. Rand Paul come out of the woodwork. We haven't heard from him for a little bit, and I was looking at, I've been talking about this, Dave, for weeks now, maybe a month, as far as the Amish vote, because we know that we had Amish individuals who were rated at the federal level and the state level here in the Commonwealth, and the Amish are activated. How much of that do you think plays into, as far as your supporters, people who maybe haven't voted for years or ever?
Listen, I think it's a really exciting coalition that President Trump's building, and I'd like to think I've been part of building that in Pennsylvania. But you see all sorts of folks that might not necessarily have voted in the past or voted Republican coming together. So when you have everybody from Tulsi Gabbard to Robert Kennedy Jr. to Megyn Kelly to Elon Musk. It's attracting a whole group of people. And my prediction is that when the dust settles, you will see a unique coalition that's not just Republicans, that is conservative Democrats. I think we're going to make big inroads with the African-American community. It's not been served well by Biden, Harris, and Casey, and has been taken for granted. I think you're going to see huge inroads with the Jewish community when they look at the weakness in terms of responding to the horrific attacks on Israel and the anti-Semitism here at home. I think you're going to see a big turnout from the Amish community. I think you're going to see lots of trade union guys. Listen, at the national level, they've endorsed Harris and Casey. Mm-hmm. When you walk through the parking lot at a job site, it's pickup trucks with gun racks, Trump signs, McCormick signs, and I think that's the coalition we're going to build here. And the reason is, this is about leadership. These problems we're talking about, skyrocketing prices or fentanyl or the war on fossil fuels, they're not Republican problems. These problems affect every Pennsylvanian, independent of party. And so, listen, I'm optimistic. It's going to be very tight. I don't mean to overstate the case. Yeah. It's going to be very tight. So your listeners, I just want to tell them, we got to have your vote. You got to get out there and vote. You got to take your family members with you. You got to drive people that can't get to the polls on their own. You got to encourage people. This election is so important. Republicans are going to win. President Trump's going to win. I'm going to win if we have a good turnout, and that's what he's put it all on the line. I put it all on the line to have the opportunity to serve Pennsylvania. We now need Pennsylvania to come out and vote in numbers that's going to get the change of leadership we need.
Mm-hmm. I've heard people say, "Oh, this election's all about Trump," and I've pushed back on, and friends and family coworkers who've said that. I've said, no, there's something else going on here. And even Linda Kerns, the great election attorney, has said that on the cover of her booklet that she created, as far as her guideline, where her heart is, it is a picture of Corey Comparator, who is the firefighter dad hero. I know you were there at that moment, Dave McCormick, when the wannabe assassin took shots to try to take the life of former President Trump. You were right there, front and center, right there when tragically Corey Comparator was murdered by that individual. You, as a combat veteran, I just have to wonder what went through your head, and whether that moment of July 13 was a changing for a pivotal moment in your life and your career.
It really was, and I went up on the stage and then sat back down. I was within a minute or two of the shots being fired, and Corey was sitting behind me, 15, 20 feet away, and President Trump was right in front of me. and I saw President Trump get hit. I didn't know it was Corey behind me that was hit, but what a hero! He threw himself in front of his family to protect them. And at the subsequent Butler rally, I sat with Corey's widow and his 2 daughters, and it was just heart wrenching. And President Trump, another inch, and he would have been killed. And I wrote an article in the Wall Street Journal the next day, which was titled "1 Inch Away from Catastrophe." Yeah. And had President Trump been killed, whether you're a Trump supporter or not, that would have been a catastrophic event for our country. The former president, Republican nominee, to be assassinated in Butler. But that's also a metaphor for where we are as a country. I think we're teetering on the edge. I think it's because there's 2 dramatically different sets of ideas for what should lead our country forward. It's not just President Trump, although obviously he's energized a good bit of it, but it's are we going to stay true to the fundamental building blocks of individual freedom, religious freedom, free enterprise, peace through strength in the world, the sense of America's exceptionalism? We're going to stay true to that. Or are we going to adopt a set of ideas, socialist, Marxist ideas, excessive spending, government giveaways, deep government intervention in the energy markets, in restrictions, telling people, what kind of meat they should eat, restricting, confiscating your guns? These are the positions that Kamala Harris has stated in her own words. This isn't some political guy describing them. You can go see her. This isn't 25 years ago. This is 3 or 4 years ago. In her own words, she's not disavowed most of those positions. And so this is really a fight about the ideas that should govern the future of America. And in Bob Casey's case, he has proven that he's not an independent voice. He's not a leader who's going to stand up and fight against the radical party. In fact, he's voted for sanctuary cities. He's voted for males competing in women's sports. So this is, when we take the personalities out of it for a minute, obviously leadership matters most, but it's also a big battle for ideas. And I hope that when the dust settles in this election, I hope we have a Republican majority in the Senate and the House. I hope I'm in the Senate. I hope President Trump's in the White House. But I hope we can then get past the vitriol and the nastiness and focus on uniting our country and getting it back on track. And that's certainly what I'll seek to do if I'm fortunate enough to be in the Senate.
Well, Dave McCormick, thank you so much for taking some time with me. And I know that you'll be in, I believe, Pittsburgh this evening. Our own Rich Cioli will be reporting live from your campaign headquarters. Dave McCormick, thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great day, and I hope to talk to you on the other side.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Amen. Yeah, hopefully, who knows? Will it be tomorrow? Will it be 2 days from now? Will it be tonight that he will earn your vote and earn the title of Senator McCormick? We will see. 855-839-1210. Want to get your thoughts on that one. And then, of course, the other U.S. Senator existing right now who's not up for re-election is obviously Democrat United States Senator John Fetterman. So right now in Pennsylvania, we have obviously 2 senators, both Democrats. Will McCormick be able to get your vote, earn your vote, and then it would be a split between a Republican and Democrat representing Pennsylvania. So we shall see. Get your thoughts on that, 855-839-1210. You've heard me talk a lot about Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding, and I think the world of the Chapman family team. They've done beautiful work in my home, especially replacing some windows there, replacing them actually with a wall of doors. Just beautiful work, whatever that is for you. But did you know they also install shutters? And it's really a perfect complement to your new windows. For the entire month of November now, Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding, they're giving away a pair of shutters when you purchase at least 2 pairs. So the right shutters obviously can really enhance the curb appeal of your home. And whether you or somebody maybe you're looking for windows, doors, siding, shutters, all the hardware choices, give them a call. You can text them. They're listening right now, 610-431-8898. You can always check them out online, ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Take a virtual tour at ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Look at the before and after photos. I think that's one of my favorites because you can get a sense of, first of all, the pride they take in the work they do, and as well some of the custom work. And they always say, whether it's, you need replacement of 2 windows, all your windows, whatever that looks like, they're going to work with you. ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Make sure you tell them Dawn sent you.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-580-7766. 800-580-7766. That's 800-580-7766.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Election Day in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and of course, Election Day in America. But for us locally, we're hearing some great experiences from some of you. Good for you. Not for everybody. So we want to hear from everybody, though. We want to hear, how long did you stand in line? Sergeant Mark Fuzzetti called in earlier, Northeast Philadelphia, just a few minutes. We had some calls from, I think it was Lansdale, Montgomery County, Bluebell, everything going smoothly. I'm getting a sense that in parts of South Jersey, for whatever reason, some technical problems, and Delaware County in particular, Delco having some different troubles, and some of you reporting shenanigans as well. We're watching all of it. Dawn Stensland here, and thank you for being here this morning. Please keep it live and local with us. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. I see already Dom Giordano is in his studio across the way. He's already preparing, right? He's revved up and already called in. And we're looking, I'm getting some texts from people concerned about something that I've confirmed from medical professionals and Dom as well. We were separate in our confirmations, by the way, of different hospitals where medical professionals are saying that, yes, those emergency ballots are being put on the food trays and going up to patients' rooms. And so just some concern about the emergency ballots in and of themselves obviously happen, but some concern about that. Are they going out en masse? Because that's what I'm hearing. And if so, then, see, a patient would usually have to request it. If that patient is not fully with it or is unconscious, there's a certain legal procedure that has to happen where somebody helps them, do that, fill that out. So just want to make sure everything's legal, transparent, right?
And just an update on that. Linda Kerns, friend of the show, friend of 1210 WPHT,
Yes.
great election integrity attorney for the RNC. Busy. Finally did hear from her. Regrettably, she's not going to be able to hop on because she is doing so much today. In fact, she just learned about
Linda.
the hospital situation, and she hopped on the phone with Dom Giordano, who gave her some of those details. So Linda Kerns is now working on this hospital situation as we speak as well.
Yeah, and I had texted as well. So we're
awesome
giving
stuff.
Separate and independent reports. Dom was talking about Chestnut Hill Hospital. I have confirmation that was happening at the main campus, Temple's main campus. So Chestnut Hill I can walk to Chestnut Hill Hospital. That's also a Temple. And by the way, these are great hospitals, world class. My son was unfortunately in Temple, what was it, last spring? I mean, the fantastic. as far as a medical facility, but we just want to make sure that everything that's happening is on board. And that's really what this is all about. Hopefully they find out that everything is to procedure. And that's why nobody's overreacting to this stuff. We're just doing due diligence and make sure that no matter what the election result, we can all feel good about it, that it was a free and fair election, right? 855-839-1210 is the number to call. Talking about, Megyn Kelly coming out, Joe Rogan coming out, Dr. Rand Paul coming out. Did any of those surprise you? And let's get to, we do have some reports of some shenanigans. This is Lisa. And are you my friend? You're an adorable, deplorable. I think I still have my T-shirt.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi. How are you?
Good. We're out here with Mike at the polls at the Wayne Presbyterian Church in Wayne, Ward 1, Precinct 2. And Mike was here this morning before us, and we downloaded about what's going on. And evidently a machine came in broken. One of the two machines that came in was broken, and the other machine barely worked. They got it going. That's just not right. How can that machine come in and not be functioning? It's
exactly.
Just unfathomable. It's crazy. But Mike's here. He could he'll tell you firsthand.
It's on Radner 1-2, committee man, and I think they just told you everything. Not much more to add, but we've got an hour and 15-minute line. The voters are outside. The line goes outside, so it's tough.
Hey, Michael, can you just state your last name for us so we know who we're speaking with, sir?
Mercuri.
Okay.
All right, I got you. Yeah.
Mike McCurry.
Yeah.
All right. And so as far as Lisa, for Mike, you're out there. And so I know that the lines are long. We're hearing about this, especially in certain regions. A lot of enthusiasm. That's good news. Just reminding everybody, stay in line. As long as people are in line before 8 p.m., you will absolutely be taken and get your chance to vote. How are you feeling about today, Lisa? We've been through it. I think weren't we together? You were at the Cape May rally before Trump. Like that was a Trump 2016. That was way back then.
So, and the Women for Trump event out in King of Prussia. Yeah, well, Mom and I greeted thousands of women for Trump.
Dawn, it's Kat. We've been together a long time, you and I, and Lisa. So,
yes.
Nice. How you doing? Yeah.
Back from we started when we were 12. Wink, wink.
Right, we did. Absolutely, we did. Yeah, trying to help out wherever we can, and do the right thing. So, yeah, we just came out here to help Mike today, and he informed us about the voting machine came in broken, and that's going to hold people up in line that have to get back to work. So, thank God the weather's great and in our favor, and we just ask people to be patient with it. So,
what are you seeing? Can I ask you, what are you seeing that's different? As far as maybe the volume of voters, number one, but also is there a different feel to, let's say, even comparing from the Ronna McDaniel days to the Michael Watley, Lara Trump days? What do you get a sense of as you're now working this, but you've been at this place before, and so.
I'll let Mike answer that because these are new polls to me. I'm from Lower Merion and now new to Wayne, but I'll let Mike answer that for you.
Yeah, so I've never seen it like this. We've got probably 70 people in line. It's never been like that before, but just as an aside, about 24 people came in and then walked right back out again and said they'll be back, and, most of them were Dems.
Okay. And so as far as the 70 in line, do you have a sense of, and I know that when we have people in line, we don't know what that looks like, but do you have a mix of voters? Do you think that one party or another is energized? What are you seeing?
Well, I think both are energized, but we're outnumbered here at least 2-1 in Radnor.
Always been.
Yeah. 30 years ago, it used to be 3-1 Republican.
Yeah. Back in I think, was it Kurt Weldon that kind of that tide changed back in the Kurt Weldon days? But yeah.
Right around there.
Yeah.
But I used to walk the streets, knock on doors, and even back then, you could tell, although they were registered Republican, they were really Democrats.
Okay. So
we're hopeful, though. We're hopeful. We're going to fight the good fight here. Fight. Yeah.
Well, we're doing our part.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yep.
No, I
Yeah,
appreciate
me
it.
too.
And I appreciate your honesty, too. And hopefully we'll be at another good, high-quality rally, my friends. So thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you, Mike. And that's Radnor, Delaware County. And there's a lot of action in Delaware County, which I find I am fascinating. But it's always Delco.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? We're Larry Bear, my husband, born and raised, right, in Delco. And
Were you really?
Larry, yeah. I was married
but-
at St. Philomena's.
I didn't know.
That's his parish.
Oh, look at that.
Absolutely.
Full-time Delco guy.
Absolutely. Lansdowne.
Yeah.
And so,
You didn't try getting you to move there,
No. But we thought about it at one point, and the most serious was actually Bucks County.
Oh, yeah?
In Bucks.
Well, like Yardley, Newtown?
We looked we were very serious about it because, we live in the city of Philadelphia, and so because of the state of the schools here, that means private schools, throughout
Well, your
through
sons
K
turned
through
out
12.
great, how they did. So.
Well, we're still paying that money, Dan. Not done with high school yet, my friend.
You want one more call before the break?
Yeah, let's do it.
Nadine has a concerning
Hey,
story.
Nadine, good morning.
Hi, Dawn. How are you?
Good.
Good. So I actually was listening to you about an hour ago about the nursing homes, everything like that, and I hopped off. I called my brother-in-law's nursing home. He's in a nursing home right here in Montgomery County. I was there a couple of weeks ago. I was signing in, and somebody came in to ask to speak with whoever about having residents vote. And, thankfully, she was told that she would have to call back and speak with the director. But so this morning, I called the floor that he's on, and apparently the activities staff members, they went around to the residents with mail-in ballots. And I'll tell you, I want to say, and it could be higher or lower, I want to say it's about 75% of the residents there, they're not cognitively there. You know what I mean? They're not cognitively there to make those votes.
Right.
And for instance, we had found out, I guess it was about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, they do BIMS testing. It's a cognitive test. So they do that BIMS testing about, I want to say every 6 months. It could be 3. But so they're very generic. They do it with all their residents that are on Medicare, Medicaid. And it's very generic. I think depending on the person, it's between 3 and I want to say 8 questions. And my brother-in-law answered everything correctly, and therefore, according to their decision making, he is allowed to make decisions on his own, which he is not, and just in general decisions. So we called them and we told them this is not correct. You're going to call us with every single decision that he's supposed to make, But a lot of those people there, like I said, they don't have that cognitive ability to make these important decisions. They said that they don't think that he voted, but, I don't know if he remembers or if he'll be able to tell us if they did. But it's just, it's just a shame that knowing that this is a facility where people they don't have that cognitive ability, and most of them don't, that they go in there and they ask to speak to somebody who can make that decision, So
yeah,
it's
something we have to watch, and it's something where it's important to watch all of this. But there are laws that deal with all of this, and so that if somebody is not, if they don't pass those cognizant, tests, that in fact a family member, you can file something that you could be with them. Or that you would say to the nursing home, I want to make sure that if they're filling out any kind of emergency ballot or a mail-in ballot, that their family member would be with them so that you have a trusted family member I mean, on one hand, we never want to deny a vote, obviously, of somebody just because they're in a facility. On the other hand, you don't want somebody who's maybe a part-time staffer to sort of, in air quotes, help them fill that out, or i.e., they're filling it out. That's disrespectful.
He's apparently, the reason that we found out is because his insurance changed. And we're like, well, we didn't change his insurance. What happened? So apparently, according to that BIMS testing, he was allowed to sign up for new insurance. He can't even sign his name. Mm-hmm. He puts an X in his signature line. And we're like, we have power of attorney. So why is this happening? Mm-hmm. Well, we did a BIM test and we figured that his results were that he can make those decisions. Like, really? Like, it just baffles me. And like I said, not everybody in the facility has that family member or somebody to help them say, no, you're not going to make this decision. We need to help you out with this. This is not right. So, and it's just a shame. It's just a shame.
I'm sorry to hear it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. With Election Day, by the way, when you get your I voted sticker, you do get free stuff because you cannot have electioneering. But if you have that sticker on, you can go to places like, I know, Krispy Kreme. There are donut places. There are places you get like free donuts. That's kind of cool.
Nice.
I
could go for a donut today.
Like free donut. That's kind of nice. Yeah. I guess Uber is offering riders 50% off a trip to your polling place, up to $10. So that's nice. Huh. Uber Eats, they're offering 25% off some orders, up to 15%. So that's, for people with transportation issue, that's nice that Uber is offering, and they get free publicity when people like me tell you that. But I think it's nice. It's a good thing. Krispy Kreme, Johnny Rockets, some pizza places, even IKEA. Ooh, you know what? IKEA, I was looking like, what are they doing? I guess you get free. They have. Is
that Swedish influence on an election?
Swedish. Are my people the Scandinavians? No, the funny thing is, do you ever go, and this is like a side topic, but IKEA, the cafeteria, the food's pretty good. And they also have like a free little daycare. And everybody does this when your kids are little and you just need a break. I probably shouldn't confess this. Every mom especially has done this, where you take your kids and you just go to IKEA just to walk around kid-free. You know what I mean? And then you can take them to the cafeteria, but they have that free nice little daycare.
Go take a nap.
Yeah.
There's 18 beds you can choose from.
They're giving out free yogurt. That's nice.
It's a great day trip.
That's nice.
Have you ever gone to IKEA and not gotten lost?
I don't get lost. I know my way. I know my way around IKEA.
There's no way.
Sorry.
I want to make a bet.
I know. There's somebody in my family who always gets lost.
Speed around IKEA and see if you can make it through.
I know. I do. I love IKEA. If the food is good. The Swedish meatballs do have pork. Found that out. For those of you that are not, they have pork in them.
Okay. They're delicious still.
They're delicious, but some people don't eat that.
That's true.
Got to look at the ingredients, Dan.
That's very true.
I went way off the track there. Listen, we are, speaking of tracking, really appreciating your calls. 855-839-1210 is the number to call. So much to talk about. We'll take a quick break. Do I have to talk about,
Our privacy.
Our privacy. So just now, you know how you get these, and usually I know that it's one of these political ads because it'll go, Christopher, that's how it starts. Because for some reason, my name is Christopher with somebody somewhere.
Yeah, mine's Jair.
Jair, with these stupid political ads. But just now, I mistakenly clicked on something I shouldn't have. But because I have the DuckDuckGo, like the VPN, I see the little fire thing at the bottom, and I see the little. So what it does is it's like that protector. It's like the protection that you have that puts up that wall that says, oops, no, you probably don't want to go to that, and it wouldn't open it up. That's all part of why I feel so protected. I'm glad that I have DuckDuckGo. I don't know if you remember this. This goes back years ago that I started using DuckDuckGo, and then I realized, we were still on with Zioli, probably on afternoons. I was like, did you know they're like in Conchi? They're local. They're a local company, started out sort of grassroots, and then they've grown. But I've loved them for a very long time. So here's the thing. They now have the subscription service that I really like. Just subscribed to it fairly recently, and I like what I see. So this is their 3-in-1 privacy subscription service. It's Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. What does that mean? Here's what the subscription gives you, and I think this is a pretty good deal because it's 3-in-1. So they stop it from being exploited by those hackers that's what I just in real time. And here's the thing, I should not do this, but I'm multitasking. I'm talking to you, I'm looking up at a million screens in front of my face, and then I'm looking at my phone, and oftentimes I will click on something that I should not be clicking on, but I have the reassurance that I have DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro. They're going to protect me. They're going to protect you. So here's what the subscription does. Protects your personal info from being, hacked, the scammers, those privacy invasive companies that put you to that link and you go, whoa, how did this happen? DuckDuckGo, which I trust, the Privacy Pro, that VPN is going to secure your Wi-Fi connection. That's anytime, anywhere. I love it because I'm always on the road. So whether it's with my kids, I'm in another county, I'm in another state, maybe I'm in a hotel, maybe I'm getting my hair done, wherever that is. And you know how it pops up and it goes, not a secure connection. And then you think, we even had this where I had the VPN and then my husband was like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dan. It's like, no, it's not fine. It's only fine if you have Privacy Pro, then you're fine. So I know that I have that security. And even if, God forbid, something happens where I've been identity thefted, which has happened to me twice in my life, I've gone through, it's hell. If you've been identity thefted, you know what you have to go through. It's a nightmare. So they have identity theft restoration. If your identity gets stolen, DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro is going to actually help you restore it. That in and of itself is golden, but that's just one of these many features that I'm talking about. Number 3, personal information removal. And this one is where Privacy Pro helps you remove any personal information that you have. If you find them on these are really creepy sites, and you should search this. They're not allowed to sell it. They're not allowed to share it. I had a girlfriend, because remember, in my past life as a news anchor, she's a fellow news anchor in Philadelphia, and somebody had told her, I'm not going to say her name, you're on this like porn, like icky, like website thing where they're advertising. She was like, oh my gosh. And there she was on this really creepy site and felt it could have, I don't know, made her look like she's not a person of integrity. And she was a total victim of that. This happens all the time. You might be shocked. So you should maybe make sure of this. Just get all of this for $9.99 a month. It's a subscription. But as my listener, if you go to duckduckgo.com/1210, so duckduckgo.com/1210, you get this exclusive 7-day free trial. And that's on me. I want you to do this. I want you to try it. You're going to love it. You're also going to have some surprises. duckduckgo.com/1210. You get that exclusive free 7-day trial. And then after that, it's only $9.99 a month. To me, it's well worth it. If you want to join for the year, it's $99 a year, which I think is also a great deal. But just try the free trial on me. duckduckgo.com/1210. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Another unseasonably warm air mass returns to the Delaware Valley today. A mixture of sunshine and clouds with a high temperature well above average at 76. Tonight, a milder night, mostly clear, low 60 for the city, cooler in the suburbs, and near record warmth on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine and a high near 80.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
With natural disasters, 2 wars, and over 20 million non-residents adding additional stress on our economy, this year's election may determine the fate of your retirement portfolio.
Stephen Ridgey, Burlington Township, New Jersey. Government spending has to be paid for somehow, and they are going to be looking at any sort of tax that they can possibly do. When they start raising taxes on gains in the stock market that you haven't even realized yet, who knows how much money they want. The interest that I've made with Crash Proof is tax deferred. It doesn't get taxed, and this year with the Crash Proof retirement system, I've earned 7% interest, and it's compounded interest. There are no fees. I haven't had to shell out 1 penny of my own money. With Crash Proof retirement, I'm election proof. I'm in total control of my money.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at Springfield Country Club, November 20th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-727-9105. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105.
See Joe Conklin with the City Rhythm Orchestra at the Media Theater Saturday, November 16th, and Newman Goretti High School in South Philly Saturday, November 23rd.
I loved it. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but I'll tell you, I'm glad I came. Best ever.
He reinvented himself. It was really good, man.
The music, the singing, everything.
That's Conklin and City Rhythm at the Media Theater November 16th, and Newman Goretti in South Philly November 23rd. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. The NBA is back, and FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook, wants you to catch all the action. And right now, FanDuel is giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All that you have to do is catch every tip-off and buzzer beater, is place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. At to be 21 plus. Present in Pennsylvania. After a 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
To follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
So Donald J. Trump voting in Florida, of course, moments ago. Dan got a little audio of former President Trump with Melania.
Okay. Sorry, they're just setting up.
Little Q&A.
Well, I hear
I don't know. The people, you mean? Numbers of people? A lot of people. They'll be at the convention center at Mar-a-Lago. We have a lot of people. I've just been very honored to find out that the lines are long, and the conservative lines, the Republican lines, are very long. We got back pretty late last night, and it was an honor. It was a great honor. We had 4 incredible
Look at
rallies.
the sunglasses on Melania.
And left Michigan late at night. Many of you were with us. And I hear we're doing very well. I hear we're doing very well.
Did you vote against the abortion measure in supporting Florida's 6 weeks?
We did a great job in that. We brought it back to the states, as you know. I believe in exceptions, as Ronald Reagan did. And we did a great job. We did something that they've wanted to do for 52 years. Yes, please.
Mr. President, you talked a lot about if you win.
So it's a reporter Q&A. Trump in Florida, he just voted. The first little snarky question was about abortion, and he rightfully bats it right back and basically says, here, let me do the thought bubble. Yo, idiot, it's not an issue. I mean, that's the truth. This reporter, that's media bias right there. I don't care who the person is or what their agenda is.
Follow-up question.
To ask the abortion issue when it's not a national or federal situation. It's a states' rights issue. Dan, what? Sorry.
Follow-up question was a bias too, asking about inclusivity and
inclusivity.
The alleged lack of it in the Trump campaigin.
Tens of millions of Harris supporters.
Can you give me a break?
What would your plan be to reach out to those people?
Can I just, if I didn't have to have a job, I would just want to follow them around and troll these jerks. You know what I mean? Can you imagine, like, if I'm there and I'm going to go, yo, what kind of a question is that? Where did you go to J school? Did you go, like, what kind of a question is that to ask on election day? Where's your question about the economy? Where's your question about high crime? Where's your valid question? So the questions they asked were about abortion, which is not in any way a federal or national issue, number one, and then inclusivity. And then what else do they ask? They just, they just aggravate me. I just want that job.
You need to reboot Triumph the insult comic dog. Just go after all the media members with.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And you know what? The honest to goodness truth is that these ding-dings, my dad always says ding-bat, these ding-bats asking the question, they actually do us a favor, because those kinds of questions just show that the media is so complicit. And the media, these people, these high-paid people in these jobs, they don't care. They don't care about your grocery bill. They don't care about the pain and suffering of people. They don't care about the open border with all the crime we're all feeling across the country. They don't care about, where are they reporting live, by the way, still, from all the people recovering from the floods, right, and all the storms, the hurricanes in Florida, and in particular in the Carolinas and North Carolina. They don't care. They don't care about any of that. Just just unbelievable to me. And, that's why Melania has to wear those good sunglasses, because
they look good on her.
They look, first of all,
yeah,
she looks so good. Melania went to a girlfriend's house. Everybody has that book. It's just Black Melania. Can't wait to read it. But, but seriously, I don't know how they stand there with a straight face and just nod. And their thought bubble is, okay, don't worry. We're going to win, and we're going to make America great again. Just think positive thoughts. Don't even listen to what they're saying, right? That's what they have to do. They aggravate me. 855-839-1210. What am I doing? I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about? Driving away. Because sometimes you want to get in your vehicle, and you want to drive away from all the craziness, and drive away from the noise and all the nonsense. And my friends at Piazza Premium Automobiles, they feature the latest luxury vehicles from today's top brands like Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Land Rover, BMW, Porsche, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and more. These models have such beautiful, sleek new designs, innovative features, powered by the very latest in technology. And Piazza has thousands upon thousands of these new and certified pre-owned vehicles available right now across Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey in their dealerships. Piazza Premium Automobiles stands out. Visit them, piazzapremiumautos.com, Piazza, piazzapremiumautos.com. Make sure you tell them Dawn sent you.
Saving for retirement is one thing. Making your money last? For that, you may need some help. Listen to Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
This is Dr. Marianne Ritchie. Tune in to Your Radio Doctor every Saturday afternoon at 5 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT for the latest healthcare news and information, because your health is your wealth. That's Your Radio Doctor, Saturdays at 5.
Wawa's Hot Turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets, because Hot Turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Cape May is beautiful in the fall, and here's some great news. The Grand Hotel in Cape May, New Jersey offers so many wonderful packages and special theme weekends this fall to help you make memories that will last a lifetime. From now through December 21st, book a fabulous fall midweek stay. When you stay multiple nights, you will receive resort credits that can be used at Hemingway's for food and drink or at the gift shop. Also, check out their Grand Escape weekends. And it's not too early to think about Thanksgiving break. The family will love an ocean holiday Thanksgiving. While Hemingway's is doing the cooking and cleaning up, you and your family can use the gigantic indoor heated swimming pool and actually enjoy Thanksgiving break. The Grand is the perfect place for you and your spouse or the entire family. Whatever your travel wish is this fall, the Grand has specials and incentives to fit all your travel desires. You will not be disappointed. Book directly with them for the best rates. Book your stay today. Call 800-257-8550 or visit them online at grandhotelcapemay.com.
Hey, Ambler. We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Follow us anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
So breaking news once again, we began the day early this morning hearing about some alleged shenanigans going on across Pennsylvania here in Philadelphia, and our own Linda Kerns, RNC attorney, election integrity attorney, who's been in court all morning. How goes it, Linda?
Oh, Dawn, hey, I want to let the voters know what we're hearing is there are long lines in some of these polling places. Yeah. They have to stay in line. I know it takes time. I know it's a sacrifice. These voters have to stay in line. And Dawn, the reason we're hearing so much is because we have a record number of poll watchers out in the field, a record number of attorneys out in the field. I have attorneys watching all the mail ballot canvass, and that's why we're hearing so much, because I have so many people out there, and we've been able to just keep resolving things, whack-a-mole, because we're here for all the voters.
Is there one place more than others, Linda, that you're seeing a concentration of shenanigans, or is it? I know it's across Pennsylvania.
Well, Philly, you can always rely on Philadelphia for shenanigans. Let's face it. We're famous for it. We're famous for Rocky. We're famous for our soft pretzels, the Philadelphia Eagles, and then the Democrats and shenanigans on Election Day. And I think what's important to note is that the Philadelphia DA made such a big stink about his election integrity program, and I must have called that hotline, I don't know how many times today, to report what are actually election crimes. And I'm going to follow up with him to make sure that he investigates all these. But what we were able to do is get our people back in the polling places, our court-appointed minority inspectors, make sure our poll watchers get back in the polling place. know if you saw that dirty trick. I put it on my Twitter where the Dems put this Harris signs like outside the window of a polling place so you could see it. Got it. If you look on my Twitter, I put the before and after up because once I sent my team out there, those signs came down. So we're trying to be on top of everything, and we so appreciate the voters. Go into pa.protectthevote.com. It's really helping us zero in on the issues.
And Linda, that's what we're trying to spread the word. I put out your ID at Linda Kerns Law because people can even post different pictures or videos, any kind of tangible evidence. So we're just trying to get that word out that it's working, right? I mean, 65, I forget what Michael Watley said, more than 6,000 plus attorneys across the country, but focused in here to make sure that this is a fair election.
Yeah, I mean, Dawn, everything that we've done at the RNC up until this point, I mean, I don't know how many trainings, webinars that I had. I completely lost count, but we have people out there, they know the Pennsylvania election law. They know the procedures. They know that what should be happening. And when they see something that they know is wrong from their training, they're calling us and we're getting it fixed. And we're getting reports from across the Commonwealth, machines down here or maybe running out of provisional ballots there. And what do? We call the Board of Elections. We get it done. We call people that we know there to go out and investigate more if we need more facts. So, I mean, it was not easy to get a network like this across the Commonwealth, but the RNC did it with the backing of Chairman Watley and co-chair Laura Trump, because Dawn, I've been doing this since Bush Gore. I mean, so I'm really aging myself, but I've never had the resources in the team that Chairman Watley and Chairman Laura Trump put into place. So, I hope that gives the voters confidence. So I'm asking on behalf of Chairman Watley, who put so much into this, on behalf of President Trump, and frankly, on behalf of Corey Compatore and his family, who I told you on your show, all the materials that I prepared for all of my lawyers in our call center who are answering all the calls and answering all those tickets on pa.protectthevote.com. On the front page of their book is Corey Compatore's picture and reminding everybody that we're doing this in his memory because he can't vote. I'm sure if he was here, he would stand in line for 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever it took. So he can't do it. So I'm asking the voters to do it for him because he's not here.
And Linda, I know you'll have the latest for Dom Giordano as we do a reset at the top of the hour.
Linda, hang right there. We're just going to run Dom's intro and we're going to switch shows and we're going to continue with you.
A lot of breaking news. Thank you, Linda Kerns, for all that you do, all your hard work. I know some of you are upset about the ads on Odyssey. I can't do anything about it except to say, fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Woo. It's about the heart and soul of our nation. I'll be with you very soon. Dom Giordano, just around the corner.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210